brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise. Still phone prepare for you. Now this Christmas, Franco Trading Enterprise is offering you discounts on all their phone accessories. So if you want to get phone accessories, I'll tell you, just go to Franco. Then the discounts are up to 40%. You know what I mean? And they have authentic gadgets as well. Mobile phones, televisions, sets, CCTV cameras, all the gadgets you could think of, just go to Franco Trading Enterprise. They've got you covered. Now, if you're watching us and you're looking on the screen right now, you see the number there? That's the number for Franco Trading Enterprise. Just pick the number and call them. You can actually download the app on your phone to make things very simple. It is the Franco Trading app. For further inquiries, you can reach us on www.francotradingenterprise. Franco Trading Enterprise, still food prepare for you. My name is Roslyn Felly. I ain't here alone. It's Edouard. Oh, it's a nice song, you know.
I love the song.
A very nice song, yes. The new one by Paluta and DJ Slim, right?
Yes.
And I see MC Portfolio in there, featured in there as well.
Yeah, that's so true. Good morning, Rosalind.
Morning.
How are you?
I'm good, I must say. We are tired, but we keep going.
I know, right?
Yeah. We go move.
Yeah, we have to move. Because we love our viewers so much. We love you and cherish you so much. So regardless, we still have to be here every single morning. But how are you doing, our lovely viewers? Good morning to you, and thank you for tuning in. It is time for News Flash. Get ready to join us via Zoom. We can't wait to see your beautiful faces this morning for you to share your thoughts on everything that we'll be discussing on here. And so we are going to get started with what the newspapers are. Today, we don't have a lot of newspapers. I think we have just about 3. We're going to delve into. Roslyn.
Now, talking about that, you know, you can join us on Zoom. And I think the Zoom ID is on the screen. Yes, it's on there. So just pick it and join us, but make sure your room is well lit. Today, we want to talk about everything. See, everything. Let's not restrict ourselves. So you can talk about Galamsey, you can talk about the anti-LGBTQ plus bill, which has been thrown out of court, and finally the president can assent his signature on it for the bill to be passed. You can talk about, you know, John Dramani Mohammed's promises saying that he'll make Ghana the greatest country in the whole of Africa. Let's talk about, what else is he doing?
National Cathedral.
You can talk about
if you want to,
If you want to talk about National Cathedral, if you want to talk about even what the EC has said in recent times, where certain places that they declared as seats that had been won by members of parliament from the NDC side, they had put, should I say, injunction on it, and so they had cancelled the declaration. You can still speak on it because, you know, people were not too happy because they are talking about a place like Damongo, which was never mentioned. Because Damongo, same thing happened in Damongo, but it was given to the NPP passing. So why are you saying that the places for the NDC, you are not going to allow that to stand? You know, putting an injunction on there. And let's not forget the NDC is saying that the EC can't do FOCO.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. We are in interesting times, but... Or you could, viewers, you could also speak on what happened just yesterday in Parliament. You know what happened? The Minister for Foreign Affairs, Salifu Amoako.
Oh, yeah, between herself and
yes,
Oral.
And Honorable Sam George.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Did she slap him? It looked like a slap. It looked like a poke.
Yeah, like, I don't think it was a slap.
It wasn't a slap.
Did it look like a slap?
I think it looked, from where I was, the camera angle, let me put it like that. It was more like a poke.
Yes.
It was like,
you. Exactly.
You know,
I didn't
like
see
that.
Yes. I didn't see
a slap.
A slap. No, I don't think I did.
Or was a knock on the head.
Oh, really? What happened?
I think that it was to do with the investigations. I think... let me not interpret, because I can't tell. You know, we don't know the full details of the story.
Exactly.
So when we try, we could come out, you know, with false information, and we don't want to put any false information out there.
We don't want to.
What we can do is that we can tell you that this altercation happened without us knowing the basis of the altercation. And so with time, we'll investigate. Probably by Monday, we'll know the full story, and we'll let you know what actually took place and that led to all that brouhaha.
Yeah. You could also speak about the verdict on Bishop Salifu Amoako's son, that came a few days ago. How do you feel about it? I heard that the family of one of the late girls spoke, and
the grandmother.
The grandmother.
She's not too happy.
Yes.
But
yes,
you see,
yes.
when this case came, there was a lawyer who did a write-up on it and said, when the person is juvenile, the maximum is 6 months. You know, looking at the kind of crime that we are talking about, it's 6 months. And it made me realize why when persons are juvenile, sometimes they delay their cases, like the instance of Kaswa killings.
Yeah, the killings.
They'll delay the case till you are 18 so they can give you the full-blown, you know, verdict or the full-blown...
judgment for an adult.
Judgment for an adult.
Yeah.
So you either go in a life sentence or probably like 30 years or something.
Yeah.
That is if you really set out, there's an intent to kill. But when you take a look at this particular case, there wasn't an intent. It was an accident, which is a fact. But accident that could have been prevented.
Right.
You know, there are some accidents that you can say that, oh, brake failure, tie burst, and all of that. But this was a preventable accident. Why do I say this? This boy was underage. So driving as an underage is an offense. You know, driving without license is an offense. Driving at top speed in that area, jurisdiction, is an offense. So all these, yes, they are offenses. But he didn't set out to kill. You know, so the intention out of that, the lawyer could probably go to court, fight the case on that basis, and then win it like, but that is actually the sentence that is supposed to be given to a juvenile for that offense, 6 months.
So then what? The family of these two girls are just supposed to take it like that?
That's the unfortunate part. But you see, they can actually sue for damages as well. So maybe they'll go back to court and sue for damage, because even government has sued. Even government has sued for damages where they're supposed to pay, I think, 8,000 Ghana cedis or so for the pole that they destroyed. So even government sued for damages. So they are paying 8,000. So they can actually go back and sue for damages again, where the family will be fined. Aside him serving the 6 months, the family will be fined to pay in damages. So maybe emotional, you pay for emotional, what do you call it? There's a word for it. Emotional, I forgot, I'll get the word. You know, they can pay for that. They can pay for the car that was destroyed. You can pay. So all these things can be paid for by Bishop Salifu Amoako's family, unless the family decide that with this verdict, they are okay. But they can still go ahead and sue for damages. My goodness. And they can give a compensation of probably like $1 million because the children lost their lives. Yes. Yes, they can. So they can actually go and sue for damages. Abroad, that's one thing that they do so well. They'll sue for damages as well. They don't just sue you, they sue for damages. So you hear that, you know, somebody lost their lives and they had to compensate the family up to a tune of a certain amount of money. But there's nothing like that. All we are hearing is 6 months. Probably he was, let me see if the story is here. We'll read a bit of it.
It's here as well.
It's here, okay. So let's start with the newspapers and maybe we'll delve deeper into it.
Okay. So let's start with the Daily Graphic. Daily Graphic is the first newspaper. The banner headline, we have dedicate fund to pre-tertiary education, and Nat cries out to next government. Moving on, we have EC to recollate parliamentary results of 9 constituencies. Hey, my goodness. My goodness. And then we also have African needs people-centered leaders. This is from former World Bank Vice President. And then the story we're talking on, East Legon Road crash, Bishop Salifu Amoako gets 6 months sentence. And that's on the back page.
Before you go into it, can we talk a bit about the EC to recollate?
The recollation. Yes,
because like I said, the NDC is also saying that they will not agree to this recollation. And by law, you know, it is not Jean Mensah to declare. Right, is a presiding officer, and for them, once a presiding officer has declared it, then it's their seat, and so if you don't understand, you have to go to court. That's what they are saying. So what's being said there? Isidua?
Yeah. Okay, so we have the Electoral Commission has decided to go ahead with the recollation of the parliamentary results of the 9 outstanding constituencies which were challenged by the new Patriotic Party and then they wrote new here, National Democratic Congress. after the December 7 general election. It therefore called on President Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, President-elect John Dramani Mahama, and the National Election Security Task Force to ensure the necessary security and protection to enable it to carry out its function. We call on all the National Election Security Task Force to work together to put in place arrangements to ensure that our staff and our processes are protected and secured. And this is from the chairperson of the EC, that is Jean Mensah. She said this at a news conference held at the Commission's headquarters in Accra yesterday to update the public on issues regarding the 9 constituencies, outstanding constituencies. So the explanation here is the EC chairperson explained that the collation of results in those 9 constituencies were incomplete as a result of the disruption of the processes by some political party supporters. In the view of the Commission, upholding such unlawful collations and declaration will set a bad precedent for our country and set us back to the dark days. So she emphasized that allowing individuals with force or might to take over the collation process and declare themselves winners could undermine the democratic process. So in some constituencies where we have some ballot papers even being burnt, how is the recollection going to go?
Oh, you know, when they did it, they actually had to take pictures and send it. So they have a database.
For every single... the papers that have been burnt really don't matter.
No, they
so
should
if
have
they
a
don't
database.
matter, why then do they end up burning the ballot papers? It really...
They should have a database.
They should have a database
Have a database. And you see, the only challenge will be if they don't end up, that is what some people feel, they don't end up feeling that some of the numbers have been changed in the system. That's what people feel. But you see, everybody should have their pink sheets as well. So whether you belong to the NPP, the NDC, the Movement for Change, New Force, you should have your pink sheets. Present your pink sheets when they are collating. So by law, you have to be there when the collation is ongoing.
So in a case where when the recollection is going on, and then they are doing it, and the figures that are coming out now are not tallying with the previous ones.
It should tally.
So it should tally. So what if it doesn't tally?
That's where the problem begins. And that's what led to that, misunderstanding, the violence that we saw. Because some of the papers were not tallying, especially with what happened in the EC office. Some of them went without their pink sheet, saying that, their pink sheet had been destroyed. And somebody goes with their pink sheet and says, this is my pink sheet. But you still insist that with my pink sheet destroyed, I still have won my seats. So then it becomes a problem.
Yeah, it's very alarming. I wonder how EC is going to do everything. Let's see how everything goes. Yeah. Anyways, okay, so let's delve into the story, that Salifu Amoako's story. Let's see exactly what the verdict from the court was. So the family, that is from the Daily Graphic, the back page of the Daily Graphic, so if you can put that on screen. The Family and Juvenile Court in Accra has sentenced a 16-year-old boy who rammed into another vehicle at East Legon, killing 2 persons as a result, to 6 months at the Senior Correctional Center. That was after the juvenile, who had originally pled not guilty, changed his plea to guilty to 8 counts of manslaughter, negligently causing harm, dangerous driving, and driving without a license. The 16-year-old was subsequently convicted on his plea at the court presided over by Bernice Mensima Akon. The 6-month jail term is the highest punishment prescribed by the Juvenile Justice Act 2003, Act 653, for a juvenile offender charged with manslaughter. That is the highest punishment.
Yeah, that's what I told you. That's the highest punishment for a juvenile. You can't do anything about it.
You can't do anything about it.
That's the unfortunate thing. That's what I was saying, that is why in some instances they decide to delay the case when they realize that the crime is that bad. Kaswa, it was intentional.
It was intentional.
They thought about it, they planned it, and executed it. And so these persons cannot be, be put there just like a juvenile.
Yeah.
Because their thinking process was like an adult's thinking process. And so what you do is you actually go ahead, slow things down, you know, keep adjourning. They turn 18, boom, hit them with the sentence.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
With the cancer case. It was a good one, by the way. You know, when you were talking about... Oh, K is here, by the way. KMJ is here. KMJ has decided to join us.
Yeah, I have to.
What happened to you?
What happened, happened. It's like Jimmy Fox, you know, what happened, happened.
What happened?
That's what I said.
What happened, happened.
Atlantis hit me.
Atlantis hit you.
So I'm in the process of actually documenting my entire processes of life and understanding of how things actually happens, you know, into a Netflix
that would be so cool.
special. So you guys just wait for it.
Real life of KMJ.
Yeah. So I'll be giving you guys updates on exactly when that is going to be dropping, you know.
Okay.
Did I just say this? I'm not supposed to, but it is what it is. Anyway, so yeah, back to where we were before. What happened.
Yeah. You know, also I was about to say that.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry about that. Rosalind mentioned damages, that there's a probability that the family would, they can sue Salifu, Bishop Salifu Amoako for damages. Okay, so the building, the son,
but the parents will have to pay.
Will have to, yes, that's it. So the building that the car rammed into, I noticed that within a matter of about 2 weeks.
No, it was 2 days, actually.
Two days.
They fixed the building.
They fixed the building, the wall that it rammed into, repainted it and everything. And anytime that I would pass there, I would be wondering, okay, so is it that the owner of the building had to quickly take care of everything, because I think it's a catering service place.
Usually there's a lot of things that happens behind the scenes. You know, when these things happen, there were some allegations. I don't know if for fact that's what happened. There were allegations that Bishop Salifu Amoako reached out to the parents of these young ones and said, I will pay whatever compensation you want me to pay. So that's an allegation, like I said. I don't know for a fact. And, you know, in Ghana here, when things like these happen, we call, oh, how much do you want me to pay you? If I spoiled your wall, can I pay you off so you don't take it to court? But some people will still stand their grounds and decide to take it to court. So maybe behind the scenes, he paid the company to fix the wall. Maybe.
No, as for that, even if I'm the father of the child, and really, the company does not even reach out to me.
You offer that.
Exactly, I'm definitely going to be looking at how do I repair this for you.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
My issue would have to be with the parents of the kids that lost their lives. Now, the thing is, are they satisfied with the kind of ruling that was given?
Nope.
But there's nothing they can do about it.
If they give them 100 billion, would it make up for the loss?
Nope.
You understand? So at this moment, I think the most difficult thing for the family is to accept that we have lost someone precious for nothing. Or we could have gained all the wealth and still be asking questions about why this happened. That's the most difficult position these people find themselves. I watched a video, some of them spoke, you know, at the courts after the ruling, and they had to even question the pastor, you know, why the man is even a pastor in the first place. I'm just choosing my words carefully so it doesn't come across like I'm disrespecting anybody. But for people to get to a point where your own deeds, things you have said as a pastor, are being used against you.
Yes.
You know, it's for me, it's one of the most things that nobody wants to see happening to them. But then again, there's a video that puts you in that position.
Yeah.
And not just him. There are many other pastors that have said certain things. I'm sure if they had their own way, they wouldn't have said them on tape.
So, you see, with this, I think that I would have advised the family to sue for damages. not the money to compensate you, but the money can be used into something, could be used into education purpose, build a foundation for these
in honor
of these young girls. It serves as a reminder you can start something to educate people on, speed killing, why you should not let your young child drive at a certain age. I think that they should sue, get a certain amount of money and channel it into something very profitable. You don't have to keep the money. And once you do that, you even have a certain satisfaction that, oh, I was able to help ABCD in this way out of the loss of my child.
I have a strong belief they're not even interested in the money.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't think they would.
They were interested in the punishment.
So it's not about the money, taking the money, but it's, what do you use the money for?
Rose, the kind of reports that were here after this whole thing, the parents are capable enough to raise any money to do a foundation or whatever for their kids, right? So the interest really is not about money. Even if they are supposed to use it for a foundation or whatever it is, they were looking at some certain measure of, punishment given to even the parents. They were not even focused on the kid because they know where the kids stand with this. They know they can't kill the child in the first place. They can't tell him a life sentence in the first place, but those, even at the time when they passed the judgment, the interview they were granted, all their focus was on the parents.
And you still cannot imprison these parents because of this. You see, the law has a way of working.
No, that's the truth.
Yes, the law has a way of working. When I first realized that the boy cannot serve more than 6 months, that was when it happened. The first week it happened, I read on it and I said, what? He can't serve more than 6 months. That is the maximum sentence they can give to him. And that's at Correctional Institute, the one here. So there is nothing you can do about it. When it comes to the parents didn't put the key in the child's hands. So you see, the lawyer can argue it in a certain way. And so you can't, if the child is not going to serve more than 6 months, it's not like the parents can go to prison or go to jail. They can't. They won't do it. The law will not. That's not what the law says. Unfortunately, we can go very emotional and sentimental about certain things, but the law doesn't work on emotions and sentiments. The law works on the law. What does the law say? And we go by it. So yes, as much as we are all pained that the child is not serving probably life in prison, or the children can't come back. The parents will not serve any term. So if you feel that you want more, then the only way is to go back and go ahead.
I doubt they will even touch the money that was going to be given to them to do anything. I doubt. The monies that were charged that they were supposed to pay. I doubt these parents will. See, the anger, it goes way beyond the money. You understand? It goes way beyond the money. And for me, see, whether they like it or not, this is what it is.
Yeah.
The parents, whether they like
it or
not,
a sad
this
reality.
Is where this whole situation is, and they cannot do anything about it. But I am looking at it from an angle of a parent who thinks that they are capable to do whatever they want to do for their child, and they've been asked to collect a certain money as a compensation for what has happened to their child. I mean, really, that would be a very difficult thing to even do.
I've read countless stories of incidents where minors take weapons and go on a rampant shooting in schools. And when the matter is taken to courts in the US, parents are also given a verdict and they are sentenced for negligence. So it wouldn't matter to the courts whether you were unaware that your child had taken the weapon, or you knew very well that your child had hidden the weapon, you had hidden the weapon somewhere that wouldn't be easily reached by your child, provided your child was still able to have access to a weapon and go to school with it and go on a rampant shooting. You were irresponsible, and you are given a verdict as if you were the one who did the killing.
Not really, Isiedua. So what happens is that if you purchase that weapon for your child, there's an instance. This year, a young boy went on a shooting spree in America, killed about 15 children or so, and he didn't unalive himself. That's the thing.
Yes.
But you see, what happened was that there's a backstory to that case. The child always complained to the parents that he was being bullied in school. For his birthday present, his father bought him a gun. He's not of age to own a gun. So that's why the father was imprisoned. So yes, we've seen
So there was a purpose, an intention to.
So the question is
that.
When your child told you this, what did you tell your child?
Yeah.
Why did you purchase a gun for your child?
Him.
To permit your child to have a gun
Yeah.
when your child has told you that I'm being bullied in school. So there's an intention.
Yeah.
So that's why the parent was imprisoned.
Yeah.
And again, when a child decides to take a gun to go and kill, that's an intention. So that's what I'm saying. There's a difference between I'm doing it intentionally and it's an accident. So you see, the court will weigh all these things. And so the parents here, when they were arrested in the first place, they said, we didn't even hand over the key to them.
Yeah, he stole it.
He took it from the house help without their knowledge. So if anything is supposed to happen, it's a house help. Now the parents will be penalized based on the fact that their child is driving underage without license. That's where the parents will be penalized. Now when you take a look at this is not an offense for jail. So if it's not an offense for jail, then what happens?
So why did the whole process started with not guilty and ended up with guilty?
Well, it depends on how you plead your case.
Yes.
How you plead your case. You can decide to plead not guilty. You know, people kill and they'll still plead not guilty. They'll take a gun, shoot somebody and still plead not guilty. And later they'll go, your lawyer will tell you, okay, turn it
you
around.
Said what? People.
No, yeah, so okay, let me read what he said.
Let's not forget that this is a man of God here. What are you guys talking
he's
about?
a human before that.
Was
let's not forget that.
The juvenile who had initially he had pleaded not guilty.
Exactly.
Changed his plea to guilty to 8 counts of manslaughter, negligently causing harm, dangerous driving, and driving without a license.
The son of the man of God said he was not guilty.
The 16-year-old was subsequently convicted on his plea at the court presided over. Okay.
He was not guilty of an offense everybody knows he's guilty of. The son of the man of God.
Because he hadn't admitted to it. They had not admitted to it.
So
the moment you admit to it, then you become guilty.
Yes, but why didn't he admit to it?
Usually what happens is when people go to court, they can start off with a not guilty,
Rose, I understand that.
And what makes them change their mind is their lawyers. Their lawyers will advise.
Yeah.
If you plead guilty, we reduce your sentence. If you plead not guilty, we could actually go on and on and on and on and on, and it could be dire consequence for you. So make a decision on it. So probably for them, their case was, I'm pleading not guilty because I didn't set out to kill. So that's why I'm pleading not guilty. But the lawyer will tell you, yes, you might not have set out to kill, but once this has happened, you have. So let's turn it around and go back and say, we are guilty. Because let's not forget that this man stood in church and said that his son did not take a gun to shoot somebody.
Yes.
That tells you that he was definitely going to plead not guilty.
Yes.
Because to them, they were not guilty in any way.
Yes.
They didn't set out to kill.
Yes.
So he was not guilty. But the lawyer probably explained it to them further and said, yes, we could plead not guilty, but that would mean that we could be adjourning the case till your son is 18 and face a dire consequence, or you could plead guilty where the judge will say, okay, once you have admitted to your crimes, let's go ahead, give you the maximum sentence, which is 6 months in correctional institute, and that's it.
Yeah.
The man of God just didn't
so it would have been worse if they had continued to say they are pleading not guilty.
So they should have said they're guilty in the first place and
and it would have still led to the same sentence.
Exactly, it's not the same thing. So we all understand that's a man of God telling the truth.
So they shouldn't have pled not guilty in the first place. Okay, I now understand.
From a man of God, people are not even understanding what I'm saying.
I get it now.
If me, an ordinary criminal,
I was just saying.
I am saying that I didn't kill, I am not guilty when everybody knows that I've done it.
Yes.
You, the man of God, that I'm thinking that when I repent, I'll come and stay in your house. You're also saying the not guilty thing. And when Jesus Christ was about to die, did he say he's not guilty? He said, I am guilty, crucify me.
Even when he had done no wrong.
Exactly the point. He said, I'm guilty, crucify me.
Yeah.
You, the man of God, you are running away from me.
Okay. Now understand. Well, now he has pled guilty, so he's been sentenced 6 months in juvenile prison. This is very heartbreaking. But then you were ready to join us and share your thoughts with us. Well, how do you feel about the sentencing? What do you make of the entire thing? what I actually want to know is drivers who use that area a lot. People who use that area a lot. How does it feel like anytime you get to that junction? You know, I've actually gotten to that junction before, and I felt like, no, let me hurry up and leave. Because, you know, when you it's a T-junction. So you get there, you wait before you either, maneuver to your left or your right. So the moment I got there, I remembered that this is the same spot.
Are you the only one after the accident? I haven't been able to use that.
To use that, yeah.
Most people who use that will always remember that.
They would always remember, and I wonder how they feel anytime they get to the T-junction and have to stop and wait.
That's where her school is.
Yeah.
Their school.
You know, there are people who psychologically will not use that road again.
Yeah.
Until whatever. Yeah. Not because they are sad, but because there's this fear of
somebody else.
Somebody else. Yeah. Exactly.
There are people like that.
Exactly. And that's how I felt, by the way. That's how I felt, that no, I'm coming home and let me just maneuver and then just
go. The concern here with regards to this is, will the boy be in the correctional institute? Yeah, it's a concern.
You remember that when the issue came up and they said that they've arrested the boy.
There was a young woman
who came out and said that
the boy was not there.
The boy was not there because she made a count. I didn't see.
You didn't see him?
I didn't see the boy.
We have only one correctional.
Meanwhile, we're told that
there's just one.
Exactly. The Bostal
There's just one.
No. KMG has done donation there before. I've done donation there before.
Those are my people.
I have a classmate who is a prisons officer there. She's a senior prisons officer there. I should have even asked her if the boy is there.
It said the guy isn't there.
So will the boy be there?
So the 6 months that will be going, it's going to be like arresting Bobrisky.
Oh, yeah, where he was taken to a hotel for him to spend, I think about 3 months or so?
Yeah, he was staying
Meanwhile, he was chilling in a hotel.
She was staying somewhere else.
Oh, wow, you said she. Okay.
Section.
Okay. Cool. Anyway.
Is she not?
Okay.
All right, I think we have a first Zoomer. Hi, now.
Yeah, we have now.
Hello, Nap.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Roslyn.
How are you?
I'm good, and you?
Fine, thank you. KMJ, CSC, advice here as well.
Hey, so now the arc is set.
Yes, set.
Studio and KMJ, greetings to you all. And
we greet you too.
Greetings to all your viewers and also your production team. First of all, let me say good morning to Mrs. Alma Pokua Adade Prempe, better wife of Dr. Matthew Poku Prempe, who is the presidential running mate to Dr. Baumia. Okay. Yes, this discussion is very important because sometimes when you hear the sentiments on radio, especially, in fact, when you put your leg in the shoes of even the parents of the gentleman, the guy who had that accident, it's a very difficult situation because where you are there and you'll be told that your son is involved in an accident. What happened? Did they cross a road, or you were told that with your car? How did the child manage to pick your car? Especially when you didn't you didn't hand over the keys to him, and you were told that it's the house help who did that. So now you didn't cause any accident, and even you even be scared that what is even happening to your child. You were told that the child has knocked down two other ladies and they are all dead. So when you put your leg in their shoes, the parents' shoe itself, you feel that it is not an easy thing to go through this situation. Same way, if you put your leg in the shoes of those that have lost their children, it's also not a pleasant situation. So it's really a very difficult situation that both parents find themselves.
Right.
We'll only pray that God should continue comforting them. And also, just as you espoused, I didn't know that you guys are lawyers, so you've really
one day.
Oh, inshallah, it's okay. You're not going to be lawyers, eh? So I think you've really espoused the issue, and from all indication, that is the only. Even if you look at the law carefully, they were the child was handed the maximum sentences.
Yeah.
So the 6 months is the maximum. It could be 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, but once they've been given 6 months, it means that the judge was also diligent enough to also look at the sentiment of the what do you call it, the other family too. So I think going forward, we just have to be extra careful, especially when you have to, if they have to be strict rules that nobody can hand over a key, especially when even if it's your whatever, your maid or whatever. Once your child hasn't attained a driving age and do not have a requisite license, of course, if you haven't attained that driving age, there's no way you would be able to get the requisite driving license to even drive for the first place. So I believe that it's a lesson to all of us. Sometimes you don't wait till something happened to you before you learn from it, but you learn from others' issues that has already happened, so that you can also shape your life. There are certain things that you might take it for granted, but this thing would have also taught you a lesson which all of us could learn from.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nab. Thank you for joining us. Guys.
Yeah, solid one. Moving forward, some of these things, well, I'm not sure it's going to happen again, at least for now. Parents will be a bit, because we have all seen what happened, unless we are not going to take lessons from this. But I'm thinking that this is something that would be a call to most parents out there who have got their kids, taking up their keys and driving their cars out at any time that they want or wish, Just that if you look at it from the angle of the underage and the kind of punishment that is given, really, you might say it's not a detriment to,
I mean, it's quite common to have children whom, when you're out of the house, would go take your keys and would want to move your car around. I've done it before. I've done it several with my siblings. When my parents are out, they will go and take their keys. Maybe they went out with the police car. So we'll go and take my dad's key and they will be moving the car. But we'll do it within the compound. You dare not take it out of the compound because you'll be scared.
That is
and
training.
that's how we all learn to drive.
Scared. That is training.
That's how we all learn.
You
do it within. You can't take it out of the compound. You can't. And every time we try to pack it the same way, thinking that, when they come, they wouldn't notice. But one way or the other, we still don't get it right. And they come and they notice that you move the car. My mother would always do that. So I think that the discipline that is instilled in children right from their upbringing, their childhood and everything is very, very imperative. It's very important. And unfortunately, it looks like some parents are beginning to slack on that. Some say that they do their very best to instill discipline. But then when they go to school, for instance, the influence that they get from peers, from, social media and then all those things, you're not a parent that is home all the time. You're traveling here and there. So majority of the times, you're not even with your kids to see how things are going with them, to be involved in their life. So they end up doing certain things that you're really unaware of. And I think that there's a high possibility that it's the same with Bishop Salifu Amoako. Because you can tell that
the pastors always tell us that we should put the fear of God in our children.
Yeah.
And so seeing a pastor's child do this, however, we've seen it countless times. We've seen, Archbishop Duncan Williams even say that because of his duties and responsibilities, he felt at a point in time he had neglected the upbringing of his children.
That's true.
And I think that as parents, that's one thing we ought to look out for.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I had a conversation with a Gen Z. No, they are not Gen Zs. The ones after Gen Z, they are what?
Millennials.
No. They didn't have a name. We did.
No, millennials.
Oh, the ones after.
Yeah.
They are Gen X. I think is Generation
No, they're
X.
Alpha. They are Alpha.
After Gen Zs?
Yes, after Gen Z is Alpha.
Is
yes,
it?
yes. They are the Generation Alpha. Yes.
Wait, what age are we looking at?
We are looking at the teens.
Oh, okay.
They're Generation Alpha.
Okay.
Yes. So they are not Gen Zs, they are Generation Alpha. And he said to me that Now, when you're 14 years and you don't drive, your friends laugh at you.
Yes.
When you don't smoke weed, your friends laugh at you.
Yes.
And so he's scared to hang with his friends because they're always laughing at him.
Yes.
They laugh at him because he doesn't smoke weed and he's 17 years.
Yeah.
He says even he went to a party, they were frying pancake. They laced the pancake with weed. Their toffees are laced with weed. Their cakes are laced with weed. That is scary. Yeah. That is scary. And he told me that Bishop Salifu Amoako's son is his friend. Yeah. And so this is something they drive, the speed is a competition. You go take your father's car,
it's a flex.
speed, and if you don't do it, you are not part of,
it's a flex.
Children or the it's clique.
Exactly. It's a flex to know how to drive on top speed. It's a flex to know how to smoke. It's a flex to know how to drink, unfortunately.
Well, it took one person to let them know that it's stupidity.
Hi, Richard. Good morning to you. Hello, Richard.
Hi, Asidua.
Hi. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
How are you?
How are you? I'm fine, and you?
We are doing awesome.
Oh, today my good friend Akisme is not joining. I don't know.
Oh.
But I'll talk for him.
Okay, please do.
All right. So special greetings to Honorable Chedaku Mensah, Takrade MP elect.
Okay.
And the former MP for Takrade. So out of the 17 constituencies in the Western region, Takrade won a seat. We retain our seat and that of Efia. Okay. So congratulations to them once again.
Yeah.
To our newly elected president, John Dramani Mahama. All right. Now, I'll start by saying the venom of the snake cannot harm the shell of the tortoise.
That's true.
The venom of the snake cannot harm the shell of the tortoise. The dead goat is now alive. The dead goat is now alive. Now, for the past, I think, 5-6 days, there's some news or information circulating in relation to the free SHS regarding its cancellation.
Yes.
And I'm saying they are going to cancel it. But do you know how they are going to cancel it?
Okay, how?
Very soon, they are going to be in line with some parents of various institutions, the various schools, some independent bodies, and so on will come in and say that the government is spending too much money in the free SHS. So they are going to use ways and means for those who cannot, for those who can pay, to pay. And how are you going to determine if someone is poor? If someone can pay or not? We are here. So the bottom line is they are going to cancel it. So Ghanaians should limit their expectation. They are going to cancel the free SHS. So Nana Akufo-Addo, our president, was doing marvelously well in terms of education. But you say you don't want, so you want resetting. Don't worry, we are all here. Now, fast forward. In relation to Prophet Salifu Amoako's son's case, it's a misdemeanor. It's a misdemeanor. It's quite unfortunate. It's quite unfortunate. But what can you say? What can you say? It's a whole lot. Yeah. So the law has spoken.
Yes.
And we leave everything for them. Since it is this demeanor, he cannot be jailed for more than a year.
Yeah.
So that's why they sentenced him to a senior correction center for how do you call it?
For 6 months. Yes.
Yeah, 6 months. So it has happened. It's an accident. It has happened, and may the soul of the girls who lost their lives rest in perfect peace. Yeah. Okay. So have a nice day. Congratulations to John Mahama.
Yes. Have a nice day.
The Ora team. Ghanaians should limit their expectation.
Okay.
Those thinking that Martin Pebu will come and arrest, will do some investigation, then Akujo to Ablaka will do some every day he has intercepted some documents. They are not going to even arrest a housefly, a Flagstaff house. Even a housefly, they are not going to arrest one. We are here. We are here. Interesting days and times ahead. Have a nice day.
Have a nice day too. Very interesting days and times ahead. You know, I remember when it was very obvious that John Dramani Mahama had won the elections, and Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia conceded with the speech and everything. There was this NDC man that one of our Joy News correspondents interviewed, and he said something very interesting about free SHS that got my mind boggling. Is that free SHS? Free SHS? What is free SHS? Before free SHS came, were we not going to school? Did you not go to school? Have you not finished? Are you not here? Me too, I am here. I was like,
Ghanaians, eh?
Ghanaians.
Oh my goodness.
Ghanaians
are something else, you know. At one point in time, we are hailing something, and the next point in time, we are destroying or bashing that same thing, you know. Anyway.
But see, let's be honest. The last thing that this administration will do, or the incoming administration will do, is to cancel free SHS. It's not something they want to.
You don't believe that they would?
No, they won't.
See,
they won't.
You won't take it lightly with Ghanaians if you decide to make a decision like that. I'm not sure it's something that the president wants to do. You get it? Yet he's always spoken about the fact that we can make it better. We can make it better, but it won't take
but there have been so many complaints surrounding the free SHS.
Yeah, and that's the way
that it looks like a lot of people have not.
That's the way we have to be looking at this
how it is
right now. The improving this free SHS is what we have to be looking at it right now. Cancellation, nobody wants to try that.
Maybe there will be a repackaging.
I think it will be more of, you know, fixing the problems, getting them enough beds, getting them enough dormitories, getting them enough classrooms, you know, giving them good food.
Especially.
I think these are the things that probably they'll have to channel their energy on. Cancellation, from where we are today, if you cancel, there's a high possibility you'll be in opposition in 2028. And you don't want that to happen. Because now, I think that now, with a repetition of 2016 in 2024, actually, it started 2008. There was, you know, the last minute projects being commissioned, fuel prices are dropping and all of that. Then we came to 2016, we saw the same thing, projects being commissioned, trying to strengthen the city. We saw it again in 2024, similar thing. So I'm thinking that, I could be wrong. I am thinking that politicians are learning their lessons and knowing that Ghanaians cannot be taken for granted. And so if you take them for granted,
and it's still repeated in 2024.
That's what I'm saying. So since the NDC experienced it in a very tough way under the same president in 2016, he will not try to make that mistake.
No, well, that's true, though.
He will not try it.
Yeah.
So he will try to fix whatever the problems were that he campaigned on, because he did stand on his platform and said that he's going to fix it and not cancel it. And so once he does that...
And he made a promise.
Good. And once he does that, trust me, Ghanaians...
It will win the hearts of Ghanaians.
Yeah, but it's something that made you lose an election because the opponent was campaigning using that against you. Do you think you can come and say you want to just wake up one day and cancel it?
It's not possible.
It's not possible.
Come on.
You be out.
You know the repercussions of that. You just know something you want to do.
The senior high school and the junior high school, most especially the senior high school education, went through a 4-year change during John Ejiofor Kufuor's regime. And the moment that NDC came to power, and that was the late President John Evans Atta Mills, came to power, the first year, it switched right back to 3 years. And it went through a smooth transition. A lot of people were thinking that students would be affected. The WASI, would be affected.
I don't understand the number of years. So how many years are they doing now?
They are still doing 3
years.
Yeah, they are still doing 3 years.
But now
before you realize
the way they go and come and
all
of that.
And the curriculum and all of that.
So they're
not even doing 4 years. They're not doing 3 years. They're doing 2 years.
No, it's like 2.5.
No, it's 2. Cambia, I think there's somebody online. Please pick and watch it.
Who is there? It needs a whole overhauling, but I don't know how to do that. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Good
morning.
What did you say again, please?
Good morning to yourself and your beautiful ladies around you.
Good morning, our ambassador. How are you doing?
I'm doing very, very well by the grace of God.
Awesome, awesome. Great to have you on the show. Please go ahead.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. It's like there's something happening to my dislike.
Okay.
Anytime I want to contribute, it's either Rosalind will direct, will give the call to you, or Sidua will tell you to take over. And I'm not with that.
Okay, so basically what you're trying to say is that you want to speak to the women.
I just don't understand. If I'm scaring them, they should tell me.
No. I asked you a simple question. Basically, you want to speak to a woman.
Yes. I've spoken to you for some time. So kindly do me the honor and the...
I am doing you that favor. Don't worry. Choose between the two who you want to speak to.
My brother, thank you.
If you want to speak to both of them too, I can make that happen. Who do you want to speak to? Both of them or one of them? Which one?
Rosalind.
Rosalind.
Okay.
By order. Speak to them.
Hi, Wache.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
By the grace of God, I'm doing very well.
Great. Talk to us.
Yes, you see, the caller who just spoke, Richard, I think he's bitter because countless number of times His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has said that free SHS has come to stay. So I don't know where he traveled to. Is it that he's finding it difficult to understand that free SHS has come to stay and that nobody can cancel it? He only said that he's going to dedicate a source of funding for that program. Ghanaians should be calm, considerate, and then we should all wait for His Excellency to deliver. Okay?
All right.
And then speaking on Salifu Amoako's son's case, you see, in Sorina Dawson Bebre, I think in Yuma or Ghana, I was here converted to Binum Yuma. Maybe I almost started showing my bush because I think, say, so to Nebuasi, not Nephi, Anunyam, and Breman and Ma, and Ankasadi way is you. Why should be Brunyeba, a Bushan on bed, Sika Tonga? Sika, who bet me the Sika San Juana? It's very pathetic. So I think the Christian Council and then the Christian community should up their game. They should scrutinize their leaders. No munjai sana maybe no more because emwa crowd. Person wa ba 9 good months. Any more tete na kola na near do baby. Now obi carelessness, recklessness. No akwako the car akwako bonekunu. You see, it is so painful. I also motivation and Salifu Amoako na yire no more punishment be. They be 3 years crown on bed demo. No munde mumra. I think say ense sangana enkuom enyomo bibia.
But the Lord doesn't permit it. Thank you.
And check is your for the people of France.
Thank you.
And His Excellency.
Thank you very much.
You see, I'm smiling.
I'll see you next
I like that you are smiling. Have a good day. Okay, so he's shared his opinion on the issue. That is the wish of people.
People are not just
unfortunately,
I say that when the transitioning was happening from John Ejekum Kufuor's era, when he was moving from his to late President John Evans Atamils, everybody was saying that there is absolutely no way that the 4-year education high school system would switch back to the 3-year high school system. Everybody was optimistic.
Yeah, because at that time it had moved from 4 to it had moved from 3
to 4.
No, to 2.5, then to 4.
Okay.
So that it was like, okay, are you taking us back again?
Yes. So everybody was optimistic because things looked like it was highly impossible to how would the switching be like? Because then 4 years, those in the 4th year would have to graduate with those in the 3rd year. And how were schools going to accommodate all of that? How were they going to be housed during the WASI period? It was a concern for almost every senior high school. I was even concerned
when they did 2.5, you know. I wondered why the 2.5.
Why the 2.5?
But you know there was a 2.5?
Yes.
You know?
Yes. Yes. And before I realized, it switched back very smooth.
From
high school, high schools had to adjust. The old students had to come in, put money together, build new dormitories here and there, provide beds here and there. So unfortunately, with the schools that couldn't really get a lot of funding or donations from outsiders, they had to accommodate and make sure that the students coming in would have to end up placing their mattresses on the floor. It wasn't a smooth transition.
Yeah.
But then we are here today.
In all this,
let's see how it goes.
Go student waiting for their certificates. 118 million has to be paid for before we get to that point.
No, but I blame WAEC though. I blame WAEC. I blame WAEC because WAEC came to let us know the government was owing them. You know, we'll talk about that after this. KMJ, please pick Fake Up for us.
Who's there?
Fake Up.
Hi, good morning.
Hi, my brother. Good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing good.
Good to have you on the show. Go ahead.
It's been a long time I saw you on the show. Why?
Oh,
you don't go hide way.
I took a trip. Forgive me. I'm back now.
Okay. Thank you.
Great.
So as for this year, the Christmas year we'll spend whether party A win or party B win, we'll spend
we inside.
It doesn't take anything away.
At all.
We're all getting if you have to go and kill and chop.
Hey, no.
So, but as we celebrate the Christmas and the New Year, but we are anticipating and hoping that the new government will fulfill its promise. So we are watching keenly. After we finish the Christmas and the New Year, we will come back to that and talk to that and criticize the government on every promise that they've made. So even though when we went to the election, even though my candidate didn't win, so I still accept and follow our candidate wish that we should support the incoming government. So we are going to do so, and we are going to keep them to their toe and make sure that they fulfill all the promises that they promised. So from January 7 going, we now know whether those promises were just meant to deceive us or were just a real promise. So we are hoping we want Ghana to move forward, and then we are all in.
I like that.
This time is not the time of argument and something like that. So no. We don't argue on anything, but we are just putting everybody to where he belongs, so that we will follow your policies where you are falling. We try to correct you there, and then we move forward. So that when Ghana do all of us, we are in. But what I didn't like about the election was the kind of confusion that were being caused across the country, like the supporters going to the polling stations and the coalition centers, and that it was not helpful. So 2016 they keep up strongly about the political vigilantes and other things. So it looked like we have gone one step forward and then we are trying to go back to those era. So if the other political parties also have set people going into the coalition centers to do these similar things, the country will tend to be a war zone. So I don't think in the next election we should see some of those things. And the scripts will be up and doing then. Let's see how we move this country forward. Marching out the coalition centers will not change anything. So let's be careful as a country. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well spoken. And we'll see you sometime next week, Friday. All right. So you can also get on Zoom right now and speak to us. Let us know what you think about the conversation we're having over here. We've spoken about a few things. I mean, you can comment on the elections. You can comment on the sentencing by the courts with regards to the Salifu Amoako's child's case. You can also comment on that as well. And a few other things that the newspapers have reported. Do we have another person? Yes, you do. You have Seth. Yeah. Hello, Seth.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing very well.
Great. Good to have you on the show. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I want to take this opportunity to thank John Dramani Mahama for becoming the president of Ghana or president-elect for Ghana, and also to thank the overwhelming Ghanaians that voted for John Dramani Mahama to become the president-elect. I want to assure the MPP supporters and those who are trying to sabotage John Dramani Mahama, even though he has not yet assumed office, they are already wishing bad for him. But I want to assure them that John Dramani Mahama is going to deliver on all the promises. They should mark it by 7th. John Dramani Mahama is going to deliver on all the promises he has made. So they should just calm down and see the work that John Dramani Mahama will do for Ghana. Thank you so much. And I wish you a Merry Christmas in advance.
Thank you, and Merry Christmas to you, to my brother. We hope to see you soon when we're back on it, all right? You can also join us on Zoom. Let us know what you think. We're talking about some issues, including the elections. And if you have any message you want to send to Ghanaians with regards to what it's about to happen, the new president and all that, you can also share your thoughts on that. I think I have another person over there. Bossman, can you hear me? Okay, so he's got divided because he's looking at the TV and the phone is somewhere. But I'm not sure if he can hear me. Can you hear me, sir? Hello? Unmute your microphone. Have you done that? Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, sir. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm well, thanks for asking, and good to have you on the show. Please, what do you have to say?
What I want to say this morning is those who are wishing bad for the president-elect to rethink again, because if it goes bad, it's going to, and if it goes well, it's also going to affect all of us. So they should think again. And about Salifu Amoako's son, you know, the law has think that this is an opportunity for us to look at the laws again and make some changes. Because for me, I think that is, even though that is the law, but I think something must be done about it. It's an opportunity for us to look at it again. And I want to say hello to the beautiful ladies on your panel. They are really looking good.
Awesome.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you for joining us, and Merry Christmas. Okay, so yeah, we've still got a few time to do, so you can also reach us and let us know what you think. You can either comment on the elections or you comment on the, okay. There's someone over there. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Would you like to talk to any of my ladies?
Oh, I would like to talk to all of you.
Okay, so all of us are listening. Go ahead.
Okay, so first, Merry Christmas in advance. And my little contribution is that concerning the pastor's son, I think the law, we have to do something about it. If not, I have seen this same case happening to a friend in Kumasi. The son was taken to police station, and the son spent almost like 4 months at the police station because the background or the family were not financially sound. So the treatments were totally different. Looking at what is happening here, because for me, I think because they have money, they knew what they did before they gave them that sentence of 6 months to this correction center. So I think that the law, they should do something about it. If they treat maybe those who are good in finance this way, those who are poor, when they get to their turn, they should treat them the same way. We shouldn't be doing selection or selective judgment in Ghana here. We are all equal. We have the same blood in us. You see, this is the same way they treat foreigners when they are here. You see, and then coming to my father, John Dramani Mahama, I welcome him back to his presidency. And those who are calling or wishing him bad, they should be careful. We are in this country, and then there is a certain president who was there, and no one was able to talk. You can't even come out and say anything. All our mouths were zipped. But now look at everybody coming and wishing him bad and blah, 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 blah. If it goes bad, all of us are suffering. Look at, we are in 2024, and we are still paying COVID levy. For what? We don't do accountability to anybody and those stuff. I mean, we shouldn't sit quietly over these things. We should allow the man to come, bring his policies, and then if it goes well, all of us will enjoy.
All right, thank you very much.
Master, let's be sincere with our
Thank you very much. All right, so I think we have some two others joining us as well. Isiedwa, let's pick one, please.
Okay, hi. Good morning. Who do we have? Who's our next Zoomer? Good morning to you. If you can hear me, can you unmute and let's get talking. Who do we have? Hi, good morning to you. We can see your face, by the way. So if you can you unmute? Yeah, can you unmute so you can get talking? Hello? Have you seen the microphone button sign on the bottom of the screen? Oh, unfortunately, we are still not hearing you. We are really not hearing you. Pardon us for that. But please try again. Do we have another Zoomer on? Okay, all right. We don't have another Zoomer on yet. But news that is going on around on social media is that Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the president, current president of the country, his statue is being fixed. Yes, it has been fixed. Those that decided to vandalize the poor statue, it has been fixed. Please don't try it again. Don't.
I just feel the statue is a bit lonely.
So what do you want?
Who should they put it by the statue?
By the statue.
They should make the place a bit attractive, like.
Well, you want fountain, going on there.
Make him feel like he's not alone.
Some carpet grass.
Let the statue feel like he's not alone. Okay?
It looks like everybody's deserted.
Oh my goodness!
But it's true though. It's true. It should be barricaded, so that
They're still in power.
This is a
they're still in power. They can do it. They should barricade it.
Yeah.
So that people cannot have easy access to the
I
the
had
statue.
questions of where the statue was placed. I was wondering why the location was, because whenever you are building a statue, there's an intent. You don't just build a statue for building's sake. So why did you build a statue? And if there's a genuine reason why that place, is there a reason for that place? Anyway, this is all time will permit to ask for this particular segment. You want to say thank you to your sponsor?
Merry Christmas to our friends at this point, Rosalind. You're going to say Merry Christmas to every single Zoomer that came on board. Unfortunately, our last Zoomer, we couldn't pick you. But please make sure that you join us next week, Friday. Okay, hi. Okay, so just briefly, hi. How are you?
Oh, good morning. Oh, I'm fine.
Good morning. Unfortunately, we have to wrap up this segment, so kindly just use a few seconds to share your thoughts.
Okay, thank you very much.
Hello.
I want to greet you and your colleagues in the studio.
Okay.
And to say, you are saying that they have refixed the status of Nana Addo.
Yes.
Oh, what a shame.
You didn't want it fixed.
Yes, because what I believe is, you see, human beings, we don't praise those who are still alive. You wait when you are died, then we measure your work, then we praise you. So why you are alive and still want to praise yourself?
Okay.
It's very shameful, but I'm happy you gave me this small
update.
Time to talk.
Okay, all right. Thank you. Make sure you join us quite early next week, Friday.
I'll join. And my greetings to Malik Basitani.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Have a lovely day. Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas to all our viewers, all our Zoomers. Merry Christmas to... Rosie says she said Merry Christmas to our friends. So Merry Christmas to every single friend of mine who is watching.
So I saw a video of another statue being forced to hold NDC flag.
Can I see statue, right? I think I saw it too. Who's she though?
Okay, so she's the head of one of the institutions, the public institutions. Saki, I'm trying to remember her name. They built that for her, and they unveiled it, and all the workers actually did, and they unveiled it, and they were all clapping, and the woman came out with
that's so
so she's alive.
And the insult from social media. No, she's the head of one of the institutions. I remember letting you guys know, one of the popular institutions. And then, the staff decided that she has done a good job. So they were doing something in their honor, and then they
That's
built
nice.
that for her. And when she came, she was like, oh, and then the social media guys were like,
The social
are
media
you
is an
kidding?
unforgiving
Like,
trait.
what are you talking about?
I think
The
Ghanaians
insult.
in general are better.
Yeah, a big thank you to
Ghanaians in general are
Kumasi
better.
City, Lancaster Kumasi City. This festive season, they are offering you great ambience, good food, whether it's a business trip or it's an individual trip or family trip. Just come to Lancaster Kumasi City. We've got you covered. Beautiful, beautiful place. I mean, the food is just something else. Just come in. We'll take very, very good care of you. You can book us and then come in for that great, great experience. It's an experience. I call it an experience. And also a big thank you to Franco Trading Enterprise for always having our back. They have accessories that it's been discounted to up to 40%. Come to us and get all your gadgets. Download the app on your phone, Franco Trading app, or visit our website, www.francotradingenterprise.com. Franco Trading Enterprise is still phone papa pair. All right, so we're going, guys.
Yep.
Are you singing a Christmas carol as we go?
Please give us the Kimpaluta song again. We have to dance to it. I love that song. Please.
Hey,
The
already
Christmas
you have
song.
a dance for it. You have a dance for it? All right, so on that note, we'll be right back. Do stay. When it's trend, you do the dance for the trend.